So welcome back. I hope you managed to look at all of those case study businesses that I asked you to look at. The first one, of course, you looked at perhaps was skistar.com. And skistar.com is an alpine destination that focuses on building revenue throughout the whole year. But what they do is they also try to get the customer to pay in advance for as many things as possible. So they get the customer to pay in advance for the ski pass, for the accommodation, for renting of skis and boots, for the ski school. That way, if the customer has paid in advance for all of the things they need for skiing, which is quite expensive if you think about for a family of 4, what happens is the family then arrives at the destination and they actually have forgotten those items that they've already paid, and so they arrive with a full wallet, and there tends to be a much higher spend on extras. Skistar also is thinking about building products to make their destination popular throughout the whole year, and is not just focusing on building sales during the ski season. And that's another thing that we need to think about in the future. Alpine destinations, because of climate change, because of perhaps the future lack of snow, may need to change their commercial strategy and think more about total revenue management. Okay, so the next company you looked at was Adventure Alternatives. And you should have found out there what this company does. And you should have found out that this company also has founded the Moving Mountain Trust, which also generates a lot of funds to build schools and generally do development in areas around where this tour operator operates. So this tour operator takes people up mountains like Everest and uses porters from the local area. And in order to help those porters develop themselves and their families, the tour operator has been using some of the profits to build schools, educational products, and all kinds of things. So a social enterprise. So a social enterprise makes profit, but contributes part of that profit to social good. Now think about the impact that's going to have on this tour operator's long-term business. Do you think this will strengthen the business or weaken the business? And think about the competitive advantage that he's generating. By fully integrating his business with the local community, he's making sure that his business and his commerce is going to be much more difficult to replicate at the quality level that he's developing because of his close links with the local community. The second case as well, it's the same thing. So we see the resort in Mozambique where people are willing to pay $300 a night, even though there's none of those things that you might expect in a luxury resort in terms of Wi-Fi, electricity, air conditioning. But this also should lead you to question about, well, what is luxury today and what is it that people are willing to pay more for? So in this case, people are paying more for the fact that their money is not just going in the pocket of the owner of the resort, but is also, some of it is also being used to help the local community, again, to create fresh water sources and all of the things that that community needs. In addition to that, as you can see, the resort is in a spectacular area where we don't have crowded beaches and all of those things that comes with that mass tourism experience. So what is luxury today and what exactly are people willing to pay for? Well, that's going to be changing as we move forward and society changes. So we have to again think about the impact of social enterprise on big society. Of course, the third example is similar. Gap Adventures are also a social enterprise and are working with the local community, doing lots and lots of social good. So that's something for you to think about. So think about the topics we covered this week and how these are going to contribute to doing effective revenue management. And that's the last lesson in this course. There will be another course coming up soon on advanced revenue management, so watch out for that. But there will also be courses delivered by others. So Ringa is going to be delivering a course on hospitality management. Ringa is currently a PhD student at Oxford Brookes University. Roberto Daniele is a senior lecturer at Oxford Brookes University as well. He's going to deliver a course on tourism marketing. And we have Professor Alex Paraskevas. As I mentioned, he's at the University of West London and he's going to be preparing a lovely course on risk management. And these are all really wonderful presenters, so I hope you don't miss these courses. So thank you very much for following this Fluful course. I'd like you to continue sharing. Remember, posting on the discussion forum this week. But what I'd also like you to do is also follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Twitter as well as on Facebook. But what I'd also like you to do is to keep posting the nice, interesting articles that you come across in Twitter. So if you follow us on Twitter, and I'll follow you back, and therefore we're going to be able to continue keeping our knowledge up to date by sharing the interesting resources that we all come across online from time to time. So thank you very much, and good luck in your exam.